Welcome to Creative Healing Teen Support Center. We are so excited to support you and wanted to take this opportunity to orient you to the way that our program works. We are the solution when talk therapy doesn't work or isn't enough. Oftentimes, teens and families come to us after they've tried talk therapy, after they've tried other services that haven't given them the results that they've desired. Your teen will feel connected to us because we are fun, engaging, creative, and we also hold advanced certifications and expert status in the field of adolescent psychotherapy. Our team has devoted their professional lives to specializing in teen treatment. Some of the areas where we have specialty programs include depression, self-harm, and suicidality, anxiety and OCD, trauma, eating disorders, and identity exploration. We have teams and systems that are in place to specifically serve the teen population around these presenting concerns. But no matter what your family is going through, at the root of your concern is likely a teen who is experiencing emotions that are bigger and more painful than their ability to cope with them. And that's where we come in to give you the blueprint and the concrete plan for moving forward with hope, with certainty, with a plan for the future so that you know what you're working towards and we know how to get you there. We have a 4-part framework for teen treatment success. We affectionately call this our Core 4, and I wanted to review this with you now so you can know what to expect during the course of your treatment. The first one is individual therapy. This is where your teen will work with an individual therapist to get to the root of concerns and rework stuck thinking. This is really where we dive deep. We do a lot of assessment and we work to understand what it is that's getting in the way of your teen living a life that they love and being as effective as they can. The second part of our Core 4 is a teen skills group, and this is when we gather your teen with other teens to teach them and practice new behaviors together. This could be for self-harm, this could be for depression, anxiety, OCD. So we want our teens to learn and practice new skills. The third part of our Core 4 is caregiver support. Teens do not heal or change in a vacuum, and so we need to make sure that we're working with caregivers to structure the environment for long-lasting changes at home. And then finally, our consult team. We have ongoing support for therapists in all of our specialty areas so that we can increase therapist skills, so that we can prevent burnout, and we can do the best that we can to support you and your family. Let's break down each of these components. The first one being individual therapy. So there are a lot of therapists, the old way as we call it, who teens come in, they talk, they vent while they spend years on end in therapy. I like to say that this is the empty your cup way of doing therapy. Teens come in, they empty their cup, the stressors refill that cup over the week, and then for, weeks on end, they're relying on therapy as a way to de-stress. And that's not really effectively teaching them how to be independently successful in their lives. The goal is to teach you how to be effective, not to teach you to rely on therapy. So the creative healing way is to use evidence-based treatments that create space for your teen's needs, but we also structure sessions to be productive and goal-oriented so that your teen learns how to cope with life and stressors without needing to rely on therapy as a long-term service. Secondly, our skills groups teach and practice new behavior patterns. I've heard from a lot of families that groups in the past have been glory stories where teens come in, they share about their unhealthy behaviors, they learn more unhelpful habits, they make unhealthy connections, and all of these things together reinforce the very behaviors that you're trying to shift, and it makes it even harder to create change. The creative healing way is to use research-backed group curriculums. We provide teens with practical and actionable strategies. We help them use groups for accountability and real life practice of new and healthy behaviors. We get a lot of feedback about our skills groups, about the ability to learn new skills. We see parents that are observing this increase in skillfulness in their teens. And so our program really is effective at that accountability and practice piece rather than being this holding space for teens learning new unhealthy behaviors or unhelpful habits. Caregiver support is one of the programs that we really value. We help our caregivers structure the environment to support lasting changes at home. We know a lot of teen therapists that don't include parents in the process, and you're left wondering, what do I do? What do I say? What do I not say? How can I help in this process? And the cost for that is that any insights or new behaviors that your teen learns in treatment can't be reinforced at home unless you know what's going on. Without you knowing when to step in, when to ignore, what to say, what not to say, all the therapy in the world won't work for your teen because your teen is returning to an environment that has stayed the same, that hasn't changed alongside your teen. So the Creative Healing Way, what we do is we invite parents in. We partner with you in the process. You're joining a skills group. You have the option for individual coaching. We teach you how to respond with validation. We teach you how to help your teen increase healthy behaviors. We help you structure the environment at home so that you see those lasting changes. Ultimately, our job is to transfer skills and success to you as a family so that you can be successful in the long term, not just in the short term while you're in treatment. And then finally, our teen consult. A lot of therapists work in solo private practice with little to no support, no access to consultation, no checks and balances for making decisions, no quality assurance for adherence to the treatment model, and no administrative support. So if you're seeing a therapist in a solo practice and not in a group, they may be burnt out. They may be undertrained. They may be sending you to multiple providers to get different components of treatment that are needed for a full recovery for your teen or for your family. And all of this with minimal collaboration. So it's like a bunch of silos of treatment rather than a full and comprehensive model. Alternatively, the Creative Healing Way is to have a comprehensive team of providers. We offer individual, group, caregiver, and family treatments all in one place in-house. Our full team meets weekly to coordinate care on clients. We share and we collaborate together on our specialties to ensure that we're doing our best to give your family the comprehensive treatment that you deserve for the problems that you came to therapy to get support on. Each part of this framework is helpful on its own. You may have found some benefit in doing just one of these things, but when we combine all 4 parts of our core 4, it becomes a powerful vehicle for teen transformation. When clients come to us, they are typically stuck in one of 2 places. They've been triggered and their emotion goes up and they're having difficulty tolerating that emotion, or that emotion leads to an impulsive or self-destructive behavior that leads to that emotion going down. So we tend to see teens that are coming in for intense or overwhelming emotions or self-destructive behaviors. And those 2 things typically go together, as you see in this cycle right here. Our proven processes break down these big and overwhelming changes into small and manageable steps. Our teens learn to tolerate big emotions without acting on impulsive behaviors. This is with our DBT program. You'll see it comes in stages. And within each stage, there's also a treatment hierarchy so that we can prioritize what to work on first with your teen to see the maximum impact of change in the process. We leverage that so that you're seeing change. You're not just seeing weeks on end in therapy. Or our teens learn to approach feared situations without avoidance. This is one of our fear hierarchies. So teens start with something that is less threatening for them, and we're gradually increasing the anxiety in each of the situations that they are approaching. This is our exposure CBT therapy program. And this is something that works really well for our anxious teens, where avoidance is actually keeping the anxiety in place. We collaborate with you to develop a personalized treatment plan. We spend a lot of time in assessment, no band-aids in our program. We're not just treating the symptom. We really spend 2 to 4 sessions getting to the core of what it is that's driving your teen's emotions and behavior. And then we're collaborating with you to issue a working diagnosis and develop a treatment plan. We get your agreement on this treatment plan and work together with your teen to gain commitment. And then we deliver services as a part of our comprehensive program. You're not going to see results right away. If it were that easy, you wouldn't need us. So just something to be aware of. We do have an evidence-based, effective program that typically we see results in 24 weeks or less. And we like to balance that with managing the expectation that sometimes these behaviors have been in place for a very long time. And so it's going to take some time to unravel those behaviors and rework new patterns as well. That's another reason why caregivers need support in the process to really tolerate the rate of change. It's hard to see your teen suffering. And so we want to make sure that in that process, you're able to tolerate how they're suffering and know exactly how to support them. Here are your next steps. Go ahead and book a call with our intake department. They'll spend some time with you on the phone to understand what it is that you're experiencing, what your goals are, what kind of therapist your teen will best connect with, and they'll find a time in the schedule that aligns with your needs. They will schedule you with your therapist. You will complete registration paperwork and then attend your teen's first appointment with them to meet their therapist, to get oriented to that therapist's way of working and our creative healing processes. We are focused on your goals. That's our bottom line. Again, we see a lot of success in treatment, from cutting and scratching to self-harm free, from restricting and safe foods to eating intuitively, from frequent panic attacks to barely ever panicking, and from flashbacks and nightmares to no flashbacks and really engaging in a life that they love. I want to quickly review our client journey so you can understand what to expect in this process. We really value marketing as a part of our whole center. My commitment is sharing free content consistently that will educate and assist you before you even schedule your appointment. My hope is that a blog or a video has helped you gain insight or knowledge in how to approach the problem that you're experiencing. Our intake department is wonderful at being intentional and scheduling you based on the best fit for your teen, not just an opening in the calendar. Again, we spend a lot of time in thorough assessment, getting to the root of painful emotions and problem behaviors. We aim to create lasting change. And because of this, we want to collaborate with you in the treatment planning process. We use evidence-based practices, and we have therapists that are teen-friendly, creative, and engaging. So we have data-driven treatment, but we human connect with you to make sure that we're balancing both that connection piece and that effective piece. And then we put it all together for comprehensive care, individual and group services for teens and caregivers. Our goal is to influence change across the family system. We take a team approach and rally together to get you to your goals. Thanks for listening, and we're excited to support you.